this is a glorious video to make because at the time of this video going out, crikey, where we could be having a really hot summer or melting, we could be raining, who knows, we could have all been struck by bees, but at the time of filming this, it is late March, and the winter stuck vacuum projects have finally moved along because I can prime, paint and clear all in a matter of hours. The weather seems to have turned so good, so let's have a look at the Hoover 262 that came to us, if you remember, in a pile of bits. See how it looks? Yes, hello my vacuum cleaner and Hoover chums, how are you today? Yes, time for an after video on this lovely old grandfather clock of a vacuum cleaner, the 262 or 262 for short. It is very, very good really. I mean, I take zero credit at all for the hood. That was done before it came my way, and wow, it is amazing. We shall have a look at that in a bit more detail in a minute. But if we push down on the pedal, we'll recline the handle to see that the rubber grip is on there. I've had to sort of silicone it on, and it's dried quite nicely. It's not perfect, but equally the grip itself is not perished at all, which in itself is an absolute miracle. The switch did absolutely nothing. Neither of the switches did actually. I got quite concerned because finding switches for these are flipping harder than I thought they were. But I've not had to get a switch for a while. Dash of contact cleaner, sorted that a treat. Panic over. The flex that came, the Kirby replacement flexes that ManchesterVacs themselves do sell. I actually do really like them. I might ask for a couple because it's black, you know. But once you chopped off the silly weird ends and the IEC plug on the other end, it's just a black ribbed cable with a built-in core protector. I don't actually have any brown Bakelite plugs. I know that Mr. Stewart does, I think, so I've put the compactum or contactum plug. Come on, focus. There we go. Oh, bing. That's on there. It's roughly age appropriate. It'll do. You stick a nice brown Bakelite MK plug on this, and you know, anybody who complained about the lack of original cord would be told to be quiet, really, because this and every single wire in this machine has been completely replaced with like a bit of old weird like Argos value vacuum cable doing the spine and whatever else going from the back of the motor and all inside and heat shrink and what not. So that is cool. We take off the bag. The bag is a little bit faded. I mean, you know, cannot say that it isn't, but equally it's better than it could be. You could probably dye that. I've never known. Comment down below. If you dye these bags, does the dye, like water-based dye, can't put these through the washing machine, but you know, you stick it in a bowl of water and dunk it. Does it ruin the lettering? Obviously this is the nice, decent vinyl lettering that's quite resilient. You know, this has been swished around for a fair old while by my hands to clean it. Oh, it's alright. With a nice painted bag top to match the handle, it's okay. Moving down the handle, we have the hood, which I take no responsibility for at all. I literally washed it and banged it on. Have the bumper using the very nice little riv nuts that I have. Also holding all of the agitator bearing stuff together. If you remember, this was all drilled out. There were no rivets. What I did was, again, I got some grippy silicone and stuck all of this together and then just held it at either end. And it is rock solid and completely saves the faff of using a riveter. It's quite a revelation. You have to drill out the holes just a little bit, 5 mil, I think it was, 5 or 6. and don't actually have to use a rivet gun at all if you don't want to. Let me adjust my camera glare and we'll have a look at the underneath, which is where the beautifully powder coated chassis comes in. If I had an older one of these, I would be sorely tempted to get it done. If we undo the wing nut, which is powder coated as well. Oh, come on. Oh, there you go, that nice powder coated wing nut, and we can lift off this belt spindle cover, tool entry port, and this rear wheel brackets are as we found them. Literally haven't cleaned them up at all. Well, I cleaned the front, but I haven't repainted them because that is the original. This is how they came. It's the same with these mottled grey hammered finished bits and bobs. I left those well alone. That is a bit of originality. It's got the 4 best wheels I could find. The brush roll has been painted, and as a special treat and apology for this taking almost 6 months, when I said, no, send it over, I'd that done in a week. I got busy at work. Really sorry. I went into my secret stash and found my last 2 actually really good curved brush strips. So there we go. And yeah, because it's powder coated, everything, even, you know, in here is beautifully done. And it actually turns out that when obviously Mr. Stewart knocked this apart, or sorry, their technician would have knocked this apart, Mr. Stewart doesn't get his hands dirty, they put all of the screws back in, because obviously when you powder coat something you have to be careful of the screw threads, or you have to re-tap it all in. So they bossed the screws back in, which has the effect of literally every single screw thread is mint, because it got powder coated. And I actually think that's an unintentionally really good thing that happened, because yeah, once it's all buttoned up, it looks really, really good. It is very nice indeed. Right, let us stand back up again, plug it in and turn it on. We'll turn it on and see how it came out. Methinks my incredibly cheap eBay bulbs that have been out in the shed for probably getting on 5 years now possibly aren't doing their best. Might need to perhaps find a new lamp for this one. I actually have in it in a minute. Oh, bit of a pain, isn't it? What we are going to do though is take off this, because I don't want to use it, and then I'm going to put on this. This is my grey Hoover bag, which you have seen on many occasions. It's not even properly fitted to its bag clip because it is horrible to fit these. It's literally just going to sit there looking absolutely horrible. Oh, no. Let me get this fitted properly. I can't have it sat like that. No, no. That'll do. It doesn't quite fit anyway. It's too big, but it'll be enough to pick up some dirt. Seem that impressive to you on camera, but I assure you that seems to be doing rather well. Hang on, let's try and visualise this in about the only real way we can. I mean, it may not be grabbing up the carpet and smashing the heck out of it, but I think this is probably too heavy for it. These have never quite done that, I find, but it's still cleaning up really well. I wasn't expecting that blue sand to go quite that well. I thought it was going to leave a little bit behind, not just a bit by the line of shame, which is fair enough and hunky-dory. Awesome! I mean, I suppose it's going to work on a deeper pile as well. Very well indeed. Brush strips perhaps a little bit softer than they could be, but beggars cannot be choosers nearly 80 years on from them being made. I think it's done quite well. So there we go. Yes, the old bat still has what it takes to get the floors cleaned. I mean, I don't think these were ever the pounding things that the senior generation after this turned into. I've never thought that, to be honest. These are just beautiful, hummy things that look fantastic. They will work. They will pick up your dirt all day long. You will perhaps want to HEPA-flow skin the inner bag, otherwise it will drive you crazy trying to clean out whatever bag it comes with when you get one. But there we go. Nice, easy refurb project indeed. And I think until the next old retro Hoover, I don't really have many here. This is a hangover from last year. I need to start the next batch of stuff. But this is going to go back. It's going to go back to ManchesterVacs, and I think there's a glass case waiting for it just inside the entrance door. So hopefully once they can open up again, which I'm sure they will, you know, to the public rather than working mail order, people will be able to see it and admire it, and hopefully they can get a new bulb for it, because I just imagine all of mine are scrap after many, many years of not being used. But until then, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed another better than average, because I don't usually powder coat anything. I don't have the contacts to be able to do that. We'll see you... Oh, I don't want to see the outside. That side's boring. This side's better. Soon. Bye-bye.